Okay. Hellfudge here again. Okay. So, usually I don't make this many videos in a day. Actually, that's what I do. I binge make videos. Like, I binge everything else in my life. But, this one kind of bothered me. The Republican-run House voted to cut food stamp program by $40 billion over 10 years. Since 2004, it has doubled and costs have tripled. It's a fucking recession, of course it has. Defenders of the program say it's a sign of a weak recovery from the recession. It is. But others say the program is being abused. Maybe small amounts, yeah. It can be. I've seen it. So, is there a need for reform, or does the program need to stay the way it is? Weigh in, and we'll read some of your comments on Daybreak. This was posted at midnight last night, so midnight is on 9 o'clock our time. This is from the WGME CBS 13 News in Maine. Oh my god, look at those reflections. Beautiful. Okay, so far the comments are pretty mundane. This person's a fucking idiot. There are some things that need to be changed. Like people on food stamps should have to pay for bottle deposits out of pocket. Then they will no longer dump out milk bought with stamps for smokes and booze. First of fucking all, you can't get bottle deposits on fucking milk. So this person's an idiot. Alright. Oh god, here's a priceless one. I think changes need to be made. I also think drug testing needs to be a requirement for any kind of assistance. If you're the possessive of course, a user of illegal drugs, you're off. Again, the possessive. You're off what? I don't know. What's an off? Most people are drug tested in order to maintain their jobs. Not really, not most people. So why not this? Also, junk like soda and energy drinks, and anything that requires a bottle deposit, as was pointed out above, there are people who dump it down the drain just to get the deposit money to buy cigarettes and booze. That's probably true. But, if I was on welfare and despair overwhelmed me, I'd probably smoke a fuckload. And probably drink, too. What else is there to do? Really, honestly. I mean, that's not an excuse, and I kind of agree with the soda thing. I have seen this happen myself. People are returning bottles and then in line in front of me buying food and more soda with FS, and adding cigarettes and a booze, and paying for it with the bottle return money. Wrong there, by the way, is no nutritional value in soda and energy drinks. Very true. It is time to weed out the dead wood who are bleeding this program. It is a necessary program for those who are truly in need of it. That's true. Not as lifetime given because you just don't want to work. Not even a comment. I also feel people receiving FS should have to show proof they are looking for work. What about the people that can't work? What about the disabled, the elderly, and the people on SSI? Who, they're not right in the head, but not dangerously so, but they can't afford food and rent with SSI checks. Either increase the SSI checks, or how are they going? I don't know. Let's see. No, this person actually got it right. All they are doing is hurting the elderly and the poor that really need it. Take some of these young people off that are able to work, then they will have no need for them. There's no fucking jobs other than fucking McDonald's. And you can't expect people to pay rent and food and other luxuries with a job at fucking McDonald's where you're lucky to get 20 hours a week. I've been there. I mean, especially in Maine. Maine, no fucking jobs. And the jobs that there are, they get 50 apps a day for them. 50 resumes put in. I was there. It's one of the reasons I moved from Maine was because it was such a dry well of jobs. I mean, granted, I haven't been there in 3 years, but I don't think anything's changed. At least people who were looking for work are still looking for work. People that were working are still working or unemployed. So, I don't know. And the fucking drug testing thing, what the fuck? That failed utterly in Florida. Utterly. They spent far more in testing the people than they saved in the one person they caught doing drugs. Or 1%, maybe 2%. I don't know. It was very, very, very hilariously low. Not even worth the time, the effort, or the money into putting them to the test. And people still think it's a fucking good idea? What the fuck is wrong with drugs anyway? I mean, I don't do drugs. I'm pretty much straight edge. I have a beer with dinner every now and again when I'm not doing keto. Some wine here and there. I hate the smell, taste, everything of pot. But, who cares? Who fucking cares? I mean, these people, like, what the fuck? Why would they want to drug test their neighbors? Why? They're like, oh, because we get drug tested at work, they should get drug tested to have welfare. No, fuck you. They shouldn't be testing you for drugs at work. Your employment shouldn't be dependent on what you do outside of work. As long as you're not shooting up or smoking at work, on the clock, they have no business in fucking telling you what you can or cannot put into your own body. Neither does the government. You cannot legislate morality or health. They can try, like New York tried with the fucking salt ban, which was fucking retarded, and the large soda ban. Who fucking cares? They're just gonna buy 2 fucking sodas. Whatever. Actually, if I was a business owner, I'd probably be in favor of that law so they'd buy 2 drinks. That's fine. That would be fine with me. Double the fucking money. Alright. Anyway, it's just this whole attitude we have as a nation about the poor. Like, we treat them like garbage. Like, and if they do happen to get something nice, like say an iPhone or a fucking widescreen flat TV, maybe they went on Black Friday and bought it at a deal. And why can't they have shit? Why? Because they have to look like fucking... Because they have to look like beggars in the fucking street? No, I don't want people to look like that. I want everyone to succeed. And, you know, if they have to be on food stamps for a few years, cool. I'd rather live in a welfare state than a state that is constantly doing warfare. Welfare over warfare. And right now, so much of our capital is going into war and killing people, and the people back home are starving and on the street and wondering if they can afford ramen the next day. Okay? Let's fix that before we start spreading democracy and shit like that. Yes, dictators are terrible. We should help out in any way possible. Diplomacy used to work. Let's go and try that again. We can't just start bombing people because they may have used some weapon that we don't really have proof for. We shouldn't be fighting on the same side as Al-Qaeda. That's just fucking retarded. Maybe we should pull back, stop being the world police, and divert the money from our military into healthcare and fucking food. Like, even if it was just fucking like, get rid of food stamps, whatever, make sure everybody gets enough sustenance to survive. Okay? And then, on top of that, they can add more food with their job or whatever. Like, I'm talking really simple shit, like grains, rice, beans. Yeah, it's not healthy. It'll make them fat if they eat enough of it. Well, you know. But They won't fucking starve and die. Rice, beans, vegetables, fruit. Actually, if we cut the military budget in half, we can afford to give them fucking steak. Okay? So, there you go. Cut the military, put it into healthcare and welfare. Or dump it back into the economy so jobs come back. Okay? I'm not saying raise the minimum wage up to $15 an hour, because that's fucking retarded. But this is Hellfudge. Signing off, motherfuckers.